Today, we will hear statements by the honourable members for the district of Harbour Main Portagrave, Harbour Grace Portagrave, sorry, Conception Bay South, Placentia St. Mary's, Grand Falls Windsor Buckins, and Lake Melville. The Honourable, the member for Harbour Grace Portagrave.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Certainly is great to be, oh, that's right. Sorry for that. Okay, it certainly is great to be back. Today I would like to recognize the people of the Harbour Grace Portagrave District who stepped up during the COVID-19 pandemic public health emergency. When everyone was directed to stay at home and stay safe, volunteer first responders, along with many essential workers, had to suit up and go to work every day to provide services for our communities. I would like to thank our volunteer firefighters of Harbour Grace, Upper Island Cove, Spaniards Bay, and Bay Roberts for continuing to serve and protect our nurses as well as our public and private health care providers for risking their own health in order to do their essential duties. To the many private sector employees who stepped up to ensure our local grocery stores were open and available from Bay Roberts through Conception Bay North region. A big thank you to the women and men who continue to ensure that food and beverages were safely available through a drive-through window or a curbside pickup. We are grateful for our fish harvesters, plant workers, and all industry employees for continuing to support our local economy. To everyone in the Harbour Grace Portagrave District for doing their part, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable the member for Conception Bay South.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's my pleasure to recognise a special group of ladies who during this pandemic have stepped up and gave back to our community by creating a group known as the Masked Bandits. These ladies make and donate masks that are then placed in a bag outside a residence, free for the taking. This group was started by a constituent of mine, Miss Jolyn Bragg-Butt. When Jolyn realised there was a need, she created a Facebook group and connected with many of her quilter friends, and the rest was history, Mr. Speaker. This group has made and given away over 3,000 masks to date. Some individuals and organisations they have supplied are the RNC, funeral homes, chemo radiation patients, seniors' homes, pharmacies, nurses, and medical clinics. In addition to Jolene, other members of the Masked Bandits are Donalda Murley, Tracy Parsons, Shelley Goodyear, Darlene Iscock, Sharon Peach, Denise Patton, Laurie Easton, plus mass donations from Maureen Harvey, Charmaine Woodland, Pat Burton, Chris Warren, and Ann Ains. The bag on Jolene's step has grown that much they have created an initiative called the Mask Forward Initiative, where there is a sign with an email for people to contact the group for info on how to donate. Their plan is that after the pandemic is over, donate any monies to another great cause. And one final message, Mr. Speaker, from the Masked Bandits is stay safe, Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you.
The member for Placentia St. Mary's.
Mr. Speaker, many of us here in the House of Assembly have relatives or friends who are veterans and who have served in one of the world wars, Korea, Afghanistan, or in peacekeeping roles overseas. Throughout Newfoundland and Labrador, many communities have a memorial that honors the fallen and those who have served in conflicts. The Sacred Heart World War I Memorial, located in Placentia's Town Square, was unveiled on June 3, 1920, in memory of the young men from the Placentia Parish who lost their lives in the Great War of 1914 to 1918. This memorial is unique. It was the first monument erected in Newfoundland and Labrador to honor those who served in World War I. On June 3, 2020, the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 33 commemorated the 100th anniversary of the unveiling and honored those remembered by placing a wreath at the memorial. I encourage everyone who visits Placentia to view the memorial and remember those who served. And I thank the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 33 in Placentia for their work in helping us remember these brave soldiers. We will remember them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable the member for Grand Falls Windsor Buckins.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, today I would like to recognize a very dedicated volunteer and resident of Badger. Mrs. Ann Young. Mrs. Young has been a pillar of the volunteer community of Badger for more than 20 years. Ann is a mom of 2 and a grandmother of 7 grandchildren. She's a member of the Badger Fireettes. She's a member of the Sacred Heart Parish Church Committee. She heads all fundraisers in the community and thrives on helping people in need. Currently, Ann is working on ensuring the kindergarten and grade 12s have some sort of graduation before moving on during this time when grads would normally be in full swing. She believes in leaving nobody behind and nobody out. Ann can always be counted on if someone has any tragic loss in their family or in the community. She is the first to be there to start organizing and implementing what needs to be done. Ann is the head of the breakfast program, Avoca, and is recently won Volunteer of the Year for the beautiful community of Badger. Please join me in recognizing Ann Young for always going above and beyond with her selfless acts of kindness.
The Honourable Member for Lake Millville.
Mr. Speaker, the Special Olympics movement lost one of its most popular and successful athletes last week. Gary Thompson has long served as an important ambassador for the Howling Huskies team in Happy Valley Goose Bay. His room is a shrine to the movement, displaying the over 90 medals he won at local and provincial meets and the hundreds of pins and other souvenirs from people and places he had been in his 58 years, each meticulously organized, remembered, and displayed with pride. Gary passed away suddenly while doing what he enjoyed the most, walking around the community with his best friend, Harris Wolfrey. The two of them were truly a mobile icon in town because of the important role they played as greeters at the North Mart, delivering or picking up packages for his mother Pearl, or just looking out for everyone around them. The celebration of Gary's life was held on Saturday, with hundreds tuning in to watch the service hosted by the Salvation Army. Social media provided the platform for so many people to express their condolences to his family, friends, fellow athletes, and coaches with the Howling Huskies. Mr. Speaker, we all share different stories with the same conclusion. We will miss a fine man.